Hello, everyone. Thank you for signing on to today's Amtrak Vacations presentation on Life on Board with Amtrak Vacations. I'm so excited to have you folks here on the presentation with me today. Popping up onto your screen is a picture of me, your host, Jared Kettinger, Business Development Executive with Amtrak Vacations. Folks, I do recognize I look a little young in my picture, but I've actually, believe it or not, been here for over 6 years now. And so if any of you folks have any questions at all, don't hesitate to type that into the questions box on the side of the GoToWebinar panel. And additionally, you are going to want to stay on until the end of the webinar as we are going to announce a special prize for the lucky webinar attendees. Now, one of the big exciting things we are announcing is that we are currently in the midst, today is day one of our once in a lifetime sale, or our biggest sale event ever. To go over the details, so we are currently in the midst of a sale where if you book by November 1st on a package, and a package with Amtrak Vacations must include hotels, sightseeing, and attractions all bundled together with the rail travel experience, you can save up to $300 per couple on a reservation that is 3 to 6 nights in length. $400 per couple on a package that is 7 to 9 nights in length, and up to $500 per couple on any package that is 10 or more nights in length. So this is quite literally the biggest sale we've ever run. I don't believe we will ever be running a sale like this ever again. And so, folks, you definitely want to take advantage of this, as it does encompass travel for this year and next year. It's applicable for 2019 and 2020. So you definitely, if you do want to go on a last minute trip before the end of the year, should get on it with this, or start planning and getting things booked before November 1st to earn the special discounts. Now, if any of you folks would like to take any of the downloadable PDF flyers, we have 3 of them. They are listed in the handout section on the side of the GoToWebinar panel. That includes a flyer for the Once in a Lifetime sale event. We have a flyer highlighting the sleeper accommodations on the train, and one highlighting the customization aspect here with Amtrak Vacations. Popping up onto your screen now is the Amtrak Vacations Systems Map. Everywhere you folks are seeing a colorful line on the map, that's a route that Amtrak travels on. Everywhere you're seeing a dark blue or navy blue dot, that's a destination that Amtrak Vacations travels to, where we have packages that include hotels, sightseeing, and attractions all bundled together. Now, one thing I am very excited about is, and I don't know if anyone knew this, we crossed the border up into Canada. We crossed the border up into Montreal, Niagara Falls, Toronto, and Vancouver. And Amtrak Vacations can also book Via Rail vacations on the Canadian Via Rail. Now, in past sales, all we could do the discount on would be for an Amtrak trip. However, the once in a lifetime special is now being extended to any packages that include Canadian rail travel as well, such as Canada coast to coast, or even up into the Canadian Rockies. What makes Amtrak Vacations different? What sets us apart? Well, number one, we're a bucket list experience. I can't tell you how many of our past travelers that we have surveyed said that the number one reason they traveled with us in the first place would be a great opportunity to check an item off of their bucket list. Freedom and flexibility. We can customize, tailor-make FIT itineraries to fit your particular travel needs. So we can take our pre-existing itineraries and rework them to be more towards something that you're interested in. Hassle-free. Hassle-free because all you have to do to book is give us a call at 1-800-268-7252 to chat with one of our many friendly vacation consultants in our call center. We are the official tour operator for Amtrak. So we are their national tour operator or their national vacation company. City to city service. We travel from downtown city to downtown city with over 500 different stations to travel through. And we have a little something for everyone, whether it's the opportunity to travel cross country and see the country from the window of the train, or going to a special destination that you've never been before, but you've always wanted to go, or even just one day out of the whole trip that makes the whole difference for you. All of that is great, and all of that is possible with Amtrak Vacations. We do have a couple of people signing on to the presentation a little late. That's totally fine, folks. For you, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to type them into the questions box on the side of the GoToWebinar panel. I announced that earlier in the presentation, but I won't answer the questions until the end of the presentation. I will do a Q&A at the end. Just wanted to, any people who are late, I just wanted to let you know about that. Now, I mentioned just a slide ago that we can customize our itineraries. Well, what does that mean? Because customize is a big word. Well, say you were looking at a pre-existing itinerary, such as the Rails to the Grand Canyon trip, which includes 2 nights at the south rim of the Grand Canyon. And you said, well, I'd actually like to extend the stay at the south rim. I'd like to add extra nights and also upgrade my hotel, because you have a starting from property, but I want the historic El Tavar. So we could add an extra night and upgrade. And then what if you said, well, this itinerary starts and ends in Los Angeles. I might as well spend a couple of nights in Los Angeles at the end of the trip. No problem. We can take the Los Angeles getaway, adding it to a pre-existing itinerary, upgrade the hotel, add the extra nights. We can customize any of our itineraries to fit your particular travel style. Packing for the train. How much luggage should you be prepared to pack along with you? Well, you are allowed up to 2 carry-ons of up to 50 pounds each and up to 2 check bags of up to 50 pounds each. And that is per person, and there is no cost to it. Luggage can also be checked up to 45 minutes prior to departure. We also get plenty of people that ask us, when should you should get to the station ahead of time? Well, we say get to the station itself 45 minutes to an hour prior. So it's not like the airline where you have to get to the airport an hour and a half, 2 hours to 3 hours. If you're going international, you can get there 45 minutes to an hour prior and still comfortably board the train. I'm going to highlight some of the onboard accommodations on Amtrak, the first of which is the coach accommodations. Coach accommodations are 2 big plush comfy seats with a nice big picture window to enjoy all the sights out of, with a leg rest that'll kick up, a tray table that will fold down, plenty of room above head for luggage, outlets to charge the devices in, and plenty of legroom. Now, I should note that the seats do recline at a 45-degree angle, so people can be very comfortable, and there's plenty of legroom with the coach seating. The next step up is the sleeper roomette, which is its own private cabin on the train with a door that will shut and lock, blinds that will go over the windows for privacy. At night, everything folds down to bunk-style sleeping accommodations. All of the roomettes and the bedrooms come with the big picture window to enjoy all the sights out of. So you're probably looking at this and you're probably looking at it and saying, I don't see a bathroom included within the room. That's right. The bathrooms are down the hall, just a short distance down the hall, with 3 to 4 bathrooms in the roomette car, with a car attendant that will constantly go and clean them out. However, if you yourself would like to have your own private bathroom accommodations in the room, the next step up is the sleeper bedroom, which has its own private bathroom and shower accommodations on the train. It's a bigger room with a long couch and a big captain's chair. At night, everything still folds down to bunk-style sleeping on the train. Some extra added benefits of traveling on the train: relaxing and enjoying the views from the lounge car. So gathering together if you're traveling as a couple or as friends or as a family, and getting together for some snacks and fun in the lounge car on the lower level of the train directly next to the cafe car, or everyone getting together up in the observation car. So sitting for long periods of time, enjoying the sights out of the observation car. That is a wonderful aspect, seeing all the beautiful nature and the country just right from the window of the train. Dining on the train. Dining on the train is included whenever you have a sleeper accommodations on the train. Roomettes, bedrooms, whatever your sleeper level is, the meals are included. Now, I know some people have had some questions and about regarding the various dining options that are being changed or removed or highlighted. So let me go over some of what is happening. Number one, there are currently 3 trains on the eastern seaboard part of the country called the Silver Star, the Lakeshore Limited, and the Capital Limited, where there are no meal services whether you have a roomette or bedroom. They don't have a dining car, and so the meals are not included. They don't have a kitchen either. So those are 3 trains that already do not have any sort of meal services, whether you have a roomette or bedroom or not. For the remainder of the Viewliners, there is going to be a process happening over the next several months that will finish in January, where the dining cars themselves will be removed from the train, but meal services will continue. They'll just be serviced in the room that you're staying in, the roomette or bedroom. As for all the trains that are running from Chicago West, all the superliners, the dining car will continue to be serviced. There's no plans to remove the dining cars on the superliner trains that run Chicago West, which are the most popular to travel for a scenic rail ride. So again, there are 3 current trains with no dining cars on them whatsoever. So meals are not included whether you have a roomette or bedroom. That's the Silver Star, the Lakeshore Limited, and the Capital Limited. The remainder of the Viewliners will have the dining car removed by January of 2020, but meal services will still be provided in the cabin you're staying in. And then for the Superliners, all the trains that are running Chicago or Midwest West, all the dining cars will remain that's pretty much indefinite. There's no plans to remove them. I hope that answers a couple of people's questions for that. Now, I hope you folks are all aboard, as we like to say here, as we jump in and start talking about some of our popular packages, such as the Peaks to Pacific Rail Journey. This does 2 nights in Denver with a full day tour out to Rocky Mountain National Park. After the 2 nights in Denver with the day tour, you will take the California Zephyr for a very scenic ride through the mountains out to Salt Lake City. Now, we do the 2 nights in Salt Lake City, but they're bookended. So upon arrival, you'll spend 1 night in Salt Lake City before taking a scenic motor coach transfer up through the mountains and into Yellowstone National Park for 2 nights in Yellowstone. After the 2-night stay up in Yellowstone, you'll transfer back down to Salt Lake City for 1 more night in Salt Lake City before finishing the California Zephyr route on the ride through the deserts of Nevada, through the Sierra Nevada mountain ranges, out into San Francisco for a 2-night stay in San Francisco with a full day tour to Yosemite National Park. So just as a recap, you get a full day tour by way of Denver out to Rocky Mountain National Park. You'll have a full day lower loop tour of Yellowstone where you'll get to see the beautiful hot springs, such as the beautiful Grand Prismatic Spring, as you can see featured here. You're also guaranteed to see Old Faithful Geyser erupt at least once along the trip. And then you'll have a full day tour out to Yosemite National Park, which does include 3 hours of free time in the park itself to explore on your own. So that, folks, is the very popular Peaks to Pacific Rail Journey, including 3 national parks, Rocky Mountain National Park, Yellowstone National Park, and Yosemite, all on one trip. It should be worth noting that this itinerary would fit into the uh, $400 price bracket for the $400 discount. Then this next one would actually fit into the $500 discount price bracket, which is the Grand Rail Experience, which departs from Chicago, going on the Empire Builder for 2 nights on board the train, heading out to Seattle for a 2 night stay in Seattle before boarding the Coast Starlight for its full run from Seattle all the way down to Los Angeles for a 1 night stay in Los Angeles before taking the Sunset Limited on its full run from Los Angeles to New Orleans, spending 2 nights in New Orleans, and then taking the Crescent for the ride from New Orleans to Washington, D.C., and then finishing the big kind of sideways oval loop around the country, doing the Capital Limited from Washington, D.C. back to Chicago. Now, it's worth noting that in both Seattle and Los Angeles, we include hop-on, hop-off sightseeing tours of the city. Those are the double-decker buses that travel all throughout the major cities, and you can get on and off the tours at your leisure. In New Orleans, we include a guided city tour of New Orleans, heading out to the bayous, going around the French Quarter, going out to the garden districts. And then in Washington, D.C., we also include the Monuments by Moonlight tour, which is a very scenic tour on a trolley that'll travel out to about 9 or 10 different major monuments as they're all lit up in their glory in the evening. So that, folks, is the Grand Rail Experience. Again, that would be covered in the price bracket, or the amount of nights for the price bracket of the $500 discount off the top of the package during our once-in-a-lifetime sale. Now, question for you was, and you can answer by answering yourself by typing yes or no into the questions box on the side of the GoToWebinar panel. Was anyone aware that Glacier National Park up in Montana is Amtrak Vacation's top selling destination? Did anyone know that? Yes or no? Wow, I am getting a very mixed amount of responses. I'm getting a lot of no's, but I'm getting a fair amount of yeses as well. I'm glad to see that we do have some people who were familiar with that. But for those of you who were not, no problem at all. So this itinerary, the Glacier Park Express, is one of our best sellers year over year. The itinerary starts in Chicago with an architecture cruise that'll travel all through the waterfront to see the beautiful architecture and cityscape of Chicago before traveling overnight on the Empire Builder route out to Glacier National Park. The reason why Glacier is so popular with us is that the train arrives at the eastern end of the park, at the door of the park, and from the door of the station to the door of the Glacier Park Lodge, it's only a 200-step walk path door to door. However, if you don't want to make that short walk, there also is a shuttle that will deliver you right to the door of the lodge. After the 3 nights in Glacier, you will travel on the train overnight out to Seattle to do 2 nights in Seattle and finish the trip. In Glacier Park, we include the Medicine Valley Boat Cruise. That is a very scenic, serene cruise out onto Two Medicine Valley Lake. If you are traveling on the 9 a.m. boat cruise departure, which the majority of our packages have the 9 a.m. departure fit into the package, you can actually upgrade for actually no real cost to do a free nature hike from the cruise out into the park. Also included within the package is the Big Sky Circle Tour done on those historic red buses. I don't know if you folks have ever seen them before, but they're the historic red buses that'll travel all throughout the park, going over the Going to the Sun Road, down St. Mary Valley. You'll definitely be guaranteed some wildlife viewing along the way. And then once you head out to Seattle, we include admission to the Space Needle and the Chihuly Garden and Glass exhibit at the base of the Space Needle. So the Glacier National Park Express, again, one of our top selling packages, and this would fit into the save $400 off the total cost of the package price bracket for our itineraries. Now, in the most of the major cities, we actually have a menu of hotels for you to choose from for 3 levels, the 3-star level, 4-star level, and 5-star level. So whatever you're used to staying in, whatever you're comfortable in, just let us know, and we could always fit you to the level of star you're used to staying in or comfortable with, or if you have a particular brand that you are a member of or have points with that you want to help earn more points, that is fine as well. Just let us know. Feel free to do a little research on us by signing on to amtrakvacations.com. You can click on the destinations tab. A bar will drop down with East Coast packages, West Coast packages, rail and sails, national parks, all of the above. Feel free also to sign on to our website and click on trip planning. The trip planning page, we have bars that'll drop down with pages for onboard the train, Wi-Fi, where it's applicable on the train, passport and identification, meal services, all of that. How to book, go on our website, do a little research on us, and then do one of two things. Either give us a call at 1-800-268-7252 and chat with one of our friendly vacation consultants who will set you up on your next trip. Or if you have a local travel agent that you prefer working with, feel free to work through them as well. They will absolutely be able to work through us and get you on your next journey. So I have a very exciting and additional announcement to this. So seniors 65 and over receive a 10% discount on the rail portion of the Amtrak package. And when I say rail portion, I mean like the ticket price. So it's if it's the if it's for the base ticket, you get 10% off of that. Now, a lot of people say, oh, is the roomette or bedroom going to be discounted? No, it's just the base ticket, the base fare. Same thing with children, age 2 to 12, receive half off or 50% off the base ticket fare. And then any active military personnel, spouses, and dependents will also receive 10% off the base ticket fare. Now, here's the exciting announcement that I've been very happy about. Amtrak and Amtrak Vacations has extended the active military discount to all veterans. It used to be either you had to be active military to receive the 10% discount off the base ticket fare, or be a veteran that's bought into a certain program club that got the discount. But now we're spreading that discount to all veterans. So if you're not so senior, you're not 65 or over, but you're not active military, but you have served, you will absolutely get the discount. Now, here's a question, because we have them. Who here is a veteran of one of the services, armed services? And just type a yes into the questions box on the side of the go-to. Do we have any veterans here on the presentation today? All right, I see some coming through. And what branch of the military were you in? Let's see, Army, Air. We have Air Force represented strong on the presentation today. Army as well. Lots of Air Force members on the presentation today. I actually had that on my last presentation, a good amount of Air Force members. Well, thank you for your service. Please know that if you want, we have some Navy men on here as well. Excellent. That is all excellent. I'm very, very happy to have you on here, and absolutely, please feel free to take advantage of your veterans discount. So we have a special upgrade for you. Now, one, I want to cut this off at the pass. This special upgrade offer is not combinable with the once-in-a-lifetime sale, which if you're going to want something to use for a discount, the once-in-a-lifetime sale is the best one, because you can have $300 to $400 to $500 off per couple. However, if you can't book by November 1st, you can still utilize this $100 off your next booking, we will be sending you out a certificate to your email inbox after the webinar. And so if you can't book by November 1st, then please book by at least November 6th, because you will be getting a coupon for $100 off a package for a package that includes 2 nights hotel accommodations, sightseeing, and rail. So I suggest you book by November 1st to get the $300 to $400 to $500 off from the once in a lifetime sale. But if you can't book by then call us at least by November 6th to get the $100 off the package. And that's it. That was exclusive for attendees to the webinar. One more highlight of the handouts we have on the side of the GoToWebinar panel. We have one highlighting the once in a lifetime sale, one highlighting the sleeper accommodations flyer, and one on how to customize with Amtrak vacations. And folks, you can feel free to download them and take them along with you. One more highlight of the once in a lifetime sale, our biggest sale ever, where to receive this, you have to book by November 1st. And if you book on a package that's 3 to 6 nights in length, you can save $300 off the cost of the package. 7 to 9 nights, $400 off, and then 10 or more nights is $500 off. If you are not seeing the handouts such as this one on the side of the GoToWebinar panel, feel free to just call in and request them. We can email them to you if you're not seeing them or can't download it. And then I have one last question for you folks. What rail vacation or destination are you interested in? And when would you like to go? Are you interested in any rail vacation or destination? If so, type where you would like to go into the questions box on the side of the GoToWebinar panel. All right, folks, I am going to take a few minutes to start reading the questions that you had for me. I see a lot of people answering where they would like to go. This is excellent. Thank you, folks. We can help get you on the next trip. Okay,